This is the 10th episode, and I'm really excited to invite a very special young passionate slide guitar player from the USA. He will join from there, and in US it's morning now where he is, and yes, we are all waiting. Hi.
Hey, hello.
Hello, Joel. Nice to see you after, the first time actually. We
That's
are,
right. We've never met after
we
all
are
these years of
after,
on the internet sharing and liking and watching each other's. And
yes,
people may not know that Manish is the moderator of the Indian Slide Guitar Facebook group, which is
yes, true.
it's the only group like it as far as I know. I mean, I searched very high and low for a community of slide guitarists, and that's how I found your group.
Yes, and I always welcome your posts there. You post very nice music there, yours
Thank you.
and the your collaborations and all that. Wonderful to listen to and wonderful to watch.
Thank you. Really
Yes.
nice.
So, Joel, I cannot pronounce your surname, by the way. How is
Oh,
it?
no problem. It's Eisen Kramer.
Eisenkramer.
Yeah,
I think it's
Eisen
right.
Kramer. Yes, that's right. You can see why maybe I would take this. I have a stage name, Joel Veena, because this problem of pronouncing Eisenkramer, it follows me all around the world.
No, but Joel Veena is very nice name. Suits you, the persona, and the way you want to take it further. It
Thank you.
it very well suits you. So let's play something. Let's hear your sound first, and then we can go on with
Sure.
the conversations. So what are you going to play for us?
Wonderful. I will play just a little Ochar Alap of Rag Jaunpuri. Um,
Okay. Because
late.
it's morning in US right now,
Exactly. It's
and it's
about
very
10:30 a.m. So
okay.
if you're in India, you can imagine maybe it's morning time.
Oh, sure. Most welcome, dear. Please.
Sound is coming okay?
Yes, dear.
Wow.
Go ahead. Very nice. Wow. Wow. Very nice. Super.
Thank
Super,
you.
Joel. Very nice introduction for the episode.
Wow.
I love this scale, and the miracle is the same scale. In the evening, it changes its flavor. It turns into Darbari
Darbari.
Kanada,
Yeah. So
even
many
Koshi
rugs.
Kanada, and so many ragas. Amazing, 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 amazing.
Yeah, this is the complexity that I'm learning from my Guruji, Pandit Alok Lahiri. I'm studying this rag with him now.
Okay, okay, okay.
And Joan, the beauty point is the difference between these
Yes,
rags, and such a beautiful scale. Also from Western music, we have the natural minor scale.
yes, it's natural
So it's
minor.
also very familiar for us, but
Hmm.
when we follow the way of the raga, then a unique personality and sound starts to
It's
come.
like a different type of sound canvases that is being provided when we name a
Hmm.
raga. Let's say, okay, Jaunpuri. So Jaunpuri is a sound canvas, and it has some
Hmm.
rules and regulations or whatever. It's not
Hmm.
rules actually. It's the way the way it wants to be
Like a
painted itself.
guideline,
Yes, a
like a path.
guideline, like a
Uh,
path.
you can go
And
off the path, but you have to know why and how
yeah,
to get back.
yes. Yes, and if you do this correctly and as per the raga wants it, let's say,
Hmm.
it immediately surrenders to the player
Yeah, man.
like a what do you say like a submissive beloved to a lover,
Hmm.
almost like that.
Yeah, I really like to read this musicologist, Mr. Deepak Raja, who was,
Yes, I know him.
yeah, you know him, wonderful musicologist, and he writes
Yes,
in one of his books, that we, the musicians, before we play a raga, we have to like prostrate ourselves and bow down, because every time it's different what will come out. We can prepare some tons, we can prepare some Tihai, but essentially, we're just asking for the blessing of this musical personality to come out through us. And
that's what
yeah,
makes this whole Indian music very spiritual also in essence,
uh,
although it can be played as an not so spiritual way also.
sure, yeah,
But
that's always a possibility. And also,
yeah,
on what we think of as non spiritual music, you
yes,
can also be played in the spiritual
also,
way, depending
yes,
on the approach, and even
totally,
a very simple children's song can be sung in a devotional way.
definitely, totally agree. So Joel, how did it all start for you? Like when I see an American playing Indian slide guitar or
Mm.
and Indian music so deeply engrossed and absorbed and let's say involved in the whole process of learning, then playing, then presenting, and the whole.
Mm.
So you're taking a lot of things in. So how do you see it all? Like how has it affected you and how it started for you? Like let's say.
So we can say, I can start with how it's affected me is, I really love this music. This is the music that moves me, that I love to play, and I also have a very strong belief that this is music, a special type of music that can give healing and
Hmm.
like a medicine for the world and for our minds.
Definitely.
This The focus of listening to a raga, the focus of playing a raga is very helpful for our brains, And I think now the scientists, now they're able to do studies and they can put a device on someone's head and they can play Rag Dabare Canada and they can say, oh, okay, see, this is
The wave
positive
patterns and
stimulation.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, true, true.
and this is something that in the Indian culture has been known for a very long time. And so that's a little bit how it affects me. And how I started was actually in my university. My first year of university, I took a lecture class that was
Mm-hmm.
called The History of North Indian Music.
Mm-hmm.
And I took this class because many people were saying it was a very easy class,
Mm-hmm.
and I was not so interested in studies at that time. So I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to get, maximum grade with as little effort as
Yes.
possible. So I took this class, but what happened, it turned out that this was a amazing and inspiring
Where
class.
was it? Where was it,
This
Joel?
was at the University of California in Santa
Mm.
Cruz, which is where I attended university.
And
And
year approximate? Sorry,
this
cutting you
is
there.
no problem. This is 2005
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
when I got it started. Yep, and
Mm.
there I believe this man Dard Newman, and
Mm-hmm.
Dard Newman is actually the son of Daniel Newman, who
Mm-hmm.
is also a musicologist in Indian classical music. He wrote this really wonderful book. I think it's called The. Ah, you're back. Good. This course, it covered all these amazing stories of the old musicians practicing for 8 and 10 hours, doing it as a spiritual practice. This idea of playing music for the benefit of humanity or as a spiritual offering was a totally new idea
Mm-hmm.
to me at that time. I
Mm-hmm.
had never really heard of that. I was already a musician. I played six string guitar, this one from age
Normal one.
10.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and so these stories I was hearing about the musicians, this really like connected with my personal belief. When I played my guitar, I also felt like I really wanted to be devoted and to help people, play, change someone's mood. If someone's
Mm-hmm.
feeling down, you can play a happy song. If someone's feeling, thoughtful, I like to play a thoughtful type of song. And so this all kind of came together, and
Mm-hmm.
I started to become really interested in Indian classical
Mm-hmm.
music,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the start of the journey. I was really lucky in that because of that teacher, we saw amazing concerts, classical music concerts at my university. We saw Ustad Nishat Khan
Oh,
came
great.
and gave a Rajiv Taranat, the
Mm.
sarod
Sarat, yeah.
player. Um, Shujat Khan was nearby. He came
Another.
and played for us. And then
Mm.
Ashish Khan Saab, Ali
Mm.
Akbar Khan's son, he came and taught a workshop
Grandson.
after that.
Ah,
Grandson,
son.
huh?
Sorry,
Son.
son.
Yeah,
Grandson of
Alauddin
Ali.
Khan's grandson.
Yes.
So he came and taught a workshop, and I joined
Mm.
his workshop just with
Mm.
my six string guitar, and that started. That was the beginning of like saregama and
Mm.
compositions, and that's what inspired me later to travel to India.
So you didn't travel to India till then.
Until in finally in 2007,
Okay, okay,
um,
okay.
because yeah, also because I had no idea how to travel to India. Like, and it's not such a common thing, especially I'm from the other part of the country. I'm from Vermont, which is in the
Mhm.
northeastern United States. So it's a very small area.
Mm-hmm.
and like a forest. Mostly we have a forest. We have some small cities, but
Mm-hmm.
like nobody was really talking about going to India. And if you say I want to go to India, they could say, why? It's very very mysterious to them. And you say, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I want to play music, and they say, okay, well, we also have music here, so
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to go so far. But I had the opportunity to study literature at the
Mm-hmm.
University of Delhi through my university program.
Mm-hmm.
I was a literature student, and I joined a 6 month program
Mm-hmm.
to.
Hello.
Did you are you back?
Yes, yes, yes. I missed some phrase, I think, mid of sentence. Because of this connection, sometimes this happens. Hello.
Ah,
Yes, yes, Joel, you're back.
okay. Sorry about
Hmm.
that. We're having it's always some network issue, right?
Yes, yes, true, 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 true.
It's always something. Um, so one sec. As I was saying, I think it's possible I can improve this connection. Just one moment.
It can be from my end also. We never know which is disturbing, what is disturbing. I welcome all the friends who are joining. Thank you so much. Yes, 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 you're back.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So sorry everyone for this connection troubles. I think we've improved it. Um, but as I was saying, um, I received a study abroad opportunity to study at the University of Delhi.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there, and that is where I heard a CD by
Mm-hmm.
Pandit Vishwa Mohan Bhatt. It's actually,
Mm-hmm.
I saw it, to this time, I never listened to slide guitar. I didn't know that it
Oh,
existed, even though I was a
oh,
guitar player.
okay,
So
okay, okay.
I didn't know anything about slide guitar. I had maybe one like MP3 of Debashish Bhattacharya. But when I
Mm-hmm.
listened to it, it was such a foreign sound to me. I didn't understand this is
Mm-hmm.
guitar or this is sitar or what this
Mm-hmm.
is. But in a music shop in Delhi, I saw this CD cover with
Mm-hmm.
Vishwa Mohan Bhatt sitting there with his instrument,
Mm-hmm.
in his lap.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, what is that? How many strings
Mm-hmm.
are there? What type of guitar is this?
Mm-hmm.
And this is when I start to have the thought that I could play this instrument. Maybe this is the
Mm-hmm.
instrument for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the sound just totally took me over and inspired me. Um, that was his CD called Classics for Pleasure, which has Rag Gayoti,
Mm-hmm.
Desh, and
Mm-hmm.
Kirvani on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to that over and over and over again. I was so amazed by
Mm-hmm.
it, and that inspired me to go out and start searching for a teacher because I took the class, I took the
Mm-hmm.
lecture course, so I knew about what is Guru Shisha Parampara. I knew,
Mm-hmm.
how important it is to have a guru, that you can't just learn from YouTube. Also, at that time,
Mm-hmm.
the YouTube didn't really have that much um, instructional
Reach.
video. Not
Mm-hmm.
like now you can log on and you can see so many
Mm-hmm.
raga tutorial like that. And so that
Mm.
then I started to search for the teacher in Delhi.
Mm. Mm. Beautiful, great, great, great. So, kind of that become a very good excuse, this
Mm.
course, to finally for you to come down to India and then
Yeah,
actually find a way, you find your own way towards this instrument. This is a very, very common story that I heard from many slide guitar players, that they found a guitar hanging there and they were attracted to, and there they
that's
found a
right.
CD. Even I
Ah,
remember, Brit Bhushan ji, my Guruji,
ah,
oh man, he also had a similar story. He went to a shop in Mumbai and a guitar was hanging there, and he said, I want to
ah,
play this.
yeah.
And then he,
Where it comes from. Okay, good.
yeah,
So the guitar is hanging there.
guitar is hanging there, and then he
Mm.
thought, why? I would like to really play this. So he bought that guitar in maybe 200 rupees or something,
Wow.
whatever he brought it home. It was a
Yeah,
simple guitar. Then he
yeah,
thought,
yeah.
if I wanted to play Indian music, I should do something with the bridges and this and that. And then the whole journey
Uh,
started, and we are right now here because of
and
all that.
he learned so much just from recordings too. You know, I remember listening to his interview and saying because he was friends with Ali Akbar Khan Saab, right?
Yes.
But just as you know, they were just buddies. They weren't playing music together, and so he's saying, you know, can you teach me this? And Khan Saab's like, what are you going to do with this 200
Mm,
rupees guitar? Listen to some recordings, copy some recordings, and in the year we can talk. And he just took it to a whole nother level. I mean,
definitely.
change history. To date, today, Pandit Brij Bhushan Kabra is the milestone of guitar players for tone, technique. I mean, he's
Essence,
my
music,
favorite artist
everything.
to
Yes.
listen to on this instrument, definitely.
He showed that simplicity is spirituality. The
Ah,
way he played,
absolutely.
you could hear? Sorry.
Really beautiful. Yes.
Yes, it's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So then how did you find your guru, Lahiri ji, Pandit Lahiri ji? How did you find
So
him?
Pandit Alok Lahiri, I met him in 2016. And by this time, I've been studying for almost 10 years. And I'm playing some concerts in India. Actually, 2016 was the first year that I started to be asked for concerts in India. And it
Hmm.
was totally by accident. You know, I took a friend with me from Vermont, and we were doing like sightseeing in
Hmm.
Kerala and Madurai. We were traveling in the south,
Hmm.
and everywhere. I had my guitar, and we kept traveling to places. People kept asking me, "Oh, why don't
Yes.
you play something? Play something?" Then they say,
Hmm.
"Oh, come play in my cafe. Oh, come
Hmm.
play at my house. Oh, we're having a
Hmm.
concert." And it just turned out like this. 2016, I ended up playing 20 concerts in India.
Aha,
Uh,
great.
just by grace, you know. And so
Hmm.
during that time, I met a Dutch Bansuri player, this guy Kees van Bokstel, and he was traveling around in South also. We played together,
Hmm.
and he knew Pandit Alok Lahiri and Abhishek Lahiri because
Hmm.
he was a concert organizer who organized concerts in Netherlands, in Amsterdam and Haarlem.
Okay, okay.
And he was going to their house
Hmm.
to learn to study, to learn
Hmm.
and stay with them.
Hmm.
And I had heard about Baba Sindhu Biswas, the
Mm,
guitar maker, and so I wanted to travel to Kolkata and have a new guitar made from Baba
mm, mm,
Sindhu. And I asked if I could stay in Kolkata with my friend Case, and he was staying with Lahiris,
mm,
and they were extremely kind. You know, they welcomed me, and
mm,
immediately, you know, I they could see I was very serious about studying music, and
mm.
because I knew about first I'm learning from my teacher in Delhi, um, Dr. Ranjan Kumar,
Mm,
and I don't want to offend anyone, you know. So I know it's not polite, it's not part of the culture. You don't just go around learning from this teacher and then again that one, and then you tie the string with this guy. I know from talking to my friends that this is very rude. So at first I'm very shy, you know, I don't want to
yes.
take these teachings, but he showed me maybe two ragas, two compositions, and I made some recordings.
Mm,
And after I went back, I studied those recordings for an entire year. The
mm,
depth of his
mm,
playing
mm,
and beauty of technique and understanding of raga were on a totally other level.
mm.
And in that year of studying these recordings when I'm back in US, I could see my playing was really improving
Mm.
very fast. And then so I talked to my first guru, um, and I said, you know, I would like to learn from a local Hiriji, and he said, absolutely, you know, you always have my blessing. It's no issue. And
Mm.
Panditji is an amazing musician. It's a really good opportunity for you.
Mm.
So and then so from 2016, I've been coming each year, and I can stay there for 1 month or 1.5 months and study with a
In
local
Kolkata,
Hiri
no? They are
in
in Kolkata.
Kolkata.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're in Howrah actually.
Yes,
Like,
yes. Okay, okay.
yeah, right nearby.
Mm.
An amazing place to play music and meet musicians. I mean, the people are so knowledgeable about music there.
Definitely,
It
yes.
just blows my mind.
Definitely, definitely. Mumbai and Kolkata are the two places, one of the where you can find all genres of music,
Right.
musicians, connoisseurs, listeners, all are in a big, big numbers also,
And
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 they
also
they
uh,
yes, we are back.
okay, good.
So Joel, please play something again, something which you
Sure. Yeah,
want to show
I
to the
um
listener.
I also I like to compose some music, and
Mm,
so I created this song, which is
hmm.
it's not really based in any rag
Need
so
not
much.
be.
It's more like
Yes.
a yeah, more like a melody that came to me. This is called the Peacock, and
Okay.
I gave it that name because I was composing this melody for a I was hired to play in a wedding in US. It was a wedding between a Jewish man and a Hindu woman. And so
Okay.
they were searching in our area for some appropriate musicians, and
Hmm.
they found me, and they so I came, and I wanted to make a special song for the occasion. And when I'm thinking of this melody, I'm driving in my car, and I'm in a we have lots of these dirt roads here through the forest. I'm coming up to our house, and in the middle of the road comes a peacock,
Oh.
just there. It's very unusual. They're not native to the U.S. They're native to
Yeah, I was
India, as you
wondering.
as you know, and he's just there, and he's I'm driving. I slow very far down, and he doesn't run side or side. He just runs straight back, and so I'm driving behind him. He's running down the road, and then he opens his tail feathers
Oh,
like this, and I'm like, wow, okay. This song is called The Peacock.
beautiful. Let's hear it.
Sure.
Wow. Beautiful. Super great. Joel, very
Thank
nice song,
you.
very nice ambience, very nice feel. I could relate to everything that
Oh, thank you.
all the story you told about this. Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing,
Thank
amazing,
you.
amazing.
We can thank the peacock.
Peacock too. Thank you,
Yeah,
Peacock.
yeah, thank the peacock. Yeah.
And so a question comes to my mind that
Hmm.
you are, I mean, you're based in US now, and you are pursuing
Hmm.
Indian classical music, and of course,
Hmm.
then you are playing to American audiences too.
Yes.
And how do they understand how well or how not well they understand, and what is your role? You think of yourself to by because you might not just be playing and coming back home, because you might be
Sure.
like talking about it also, perhaps,
Absolutely.
to making them understand better. And so tell us your experience about this, please.
Sure. Yeah, so in in US, yeah, mostly Indian classical music is not a very well known form.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely right. There are, a few small organizations which are promoting, but mostly I'm playing for an audience who has never listened to Indian classical music, or
Mm-hmm.
many people of older generation. These are people who grew up in 1960s. They
Mm-hmm.
are familiar with Pandit Ravi Shankar
Mm-hmm.
and also Zakir Hussain and sometimes Ali Akbar Khan Sahib.
Mm-hmm.
But they're familiar uh, only because they listen to the LPs. They don't know like that this is Indian classical music. They
Mm-hmm.
don't know what is a raga or anything like
Mm-hmm.
that. And so yeah, it's really a passion of mine to sit on the stage or sit in a lecture demonstration and try to explain to people what is a raga, how to listen, what to listen for. Very
Mm-hmm.
commonly, the easiest thing for people to understand is like the form of the raga. So I'll say in the beginning, with alap, it starts with alap. It's very slow. Um, we're inviting the personality of the raga. Then alap develops into jor, and then
Mm-hmm.
I can say you will know that jor is happening because the rhythm will start.
Pulse
And
will
so,
start, a kind of pulse.
and
Yeah.
that accelerates to the jala. Then
Mm-hmm.
then I say you'll hear repeating composition with the
Mm-hmm.
tabla. And so when you talk people through the form, then they start to understand like the different parts and they can appreciate a lot more. And I get like a lot of appreciation from these audiences when
Mm-hmm.
you explain
Mm-hmm.
what's happening. Also in India
Mm-hmm.
too, a lot of audiences are familiar with Indian classical, but of the younger generation, like 20-year-old people into their 30s, they their experience with classical music is very like they don't really understand much about it. Maybe they had some experience of sitting in a crowded hall as a small kid and everyone's telling them, shh, be quiet, just sit
Mm-hmm.
still. And they're like, oh, it's so boring. It's so long. It's hours
Mm-hmm.
long that nothing is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So also, sometimes I get to play for these audiences in India and the same
Mm-hmm.
explanation
Mm-hmm.
they also really appreciate. So,
Definitely. So
yeah.
great. And like you understand very well about the spiritual side of this music, the genre and all
Mm.
that Indian music. Do you also meditate in a
I
particular
do.
way? Okay.
Yeah, I've
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you got that. Yeah, um, I've had some experiences staying with some Buddhist people in
Mm-hmm.
America, and I like to read Buddhist and Hindu type of
Mm-hmm.
texts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I do meditate, and I also really I try to focus on this idea of skill and intention, which is
Mm-hmm.
also there in the Buddhist and also the Hindu thought. When I
Mm-hmm.
play my music, I try to focus my mind and my playing in such a way that I'm sending out good
Intentions, like you
energy.
said.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
good intentions in a skillful way. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's also a really important thing that we learn about
Mm-hmm.
meditation. And I mean, that's why we meditate, right? Is to practice, develop our skill of controlling our mind. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're a musician and you're sitting on the stage with the sound system and
Mm,
100 people, 200 people, bigger audience, I think you really have a responsibility
definitely.
to be putting out positive energy and to bless those people with how you have been blessed with this music. It's
Definitely.
not something that belongs to me, that I'm coming on the stage and I'm saying this is what I brought. You know, this is my hat, this is my kurta, this is my guitar. Like it's
Mm.
nothing like that. It's something that we channel through us. And yeah,
And
meditation's really important. I should meditate more, actually.
you should, if you are interested already in Buddhist way
Ah,
of spirituality or approach to
ah,
spirituality,
ah,
so Vipassana is the best thing to practice.
ah.
Vipassana.
We have one famous Vipassana place pretty near us where
Yeah.
they're all
And
over the
once you
world.
learn it, then you don't need to go to these places all the time because you can meditate even while driving,
Ah,
while you're just at home or cooking or
that's the
whatever.
great thing about good spiritual practices. There's no subscription fee like like Netflix or anything like that. Once you learn the technique, then you can practice on your own.
On your own, and it can be
Mm.
like an undercurrent of awareness going through whatever the activity you're going doing,
Mm.
but the undercurrent of awareness and consciousness is always there, which is already blessing or doing everything it needs to
Wow.
do or to be done. You need not
Yeah.
do anything, because when we put our mind in between and say, let's bless this, that, then it
Ah.
it it becomes, we are disturbing the flow actually. We are
Ah.
hindering the
And
flow because the consciousness already knows what it needs to be done. We don't
sure.
need to guide it as such, because then it is not consciousness in a way.
Mm.
So, the mind simply has to step out of the way and let the energy flow, channel through whatever we are using our skills for, or the medium, the music, the
Beautiful.
instrument, everything. Because energy already is super intelligent.
Oh yeah,
We don't need to say much to guide much.
that's
Just
true.
our availability and our let's say, yes, availability.
Availability is a good word, like
Yeah,
preparation, you know,
preparation for
like
that to
that's
remain
why
available.
music is such a great spiritual practice in that way, be,
Definitely.
because we practice, we prepare our bodies and our minds for the performance, you know, but in the same way we're preparing our minds and also the bodies to receive inspiration, to
To
receive
remain
consciousness.
available, to remain
Yeah,
open, to remain
exactly.
being a channel, to remain, to let it work whatever way it wants to work,
Wow.
without judging, without interfering, without bringing mind too much in, and with that. So, yeah, Vipassana is an amazing way
Wow.
of doing, because you are simply are watching your breaths,
Hmm.
and and then the awareness of body, then awareness of
Hmm.
thoughts, then later awareness about emotions, then awareness of everything as a bigger picture, then more bigger picture, then you have an eagle's eye view, let's say, a drone view,
Hmm.
or more up you go, kind of
Hmm.
symbolically I'm saying. And then the
Yeah.
bigger picture comes forth, and you are witnessing all that. So that's how we expand in consciousness, as per my understanding and experience.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Beautiful.
And
Yeah.
I'm very happy to see young people like you who are taking up Indian classical music as not only as a medium for your expression in music, but also as an extension of your good intentions, the vibes,
Hmm.
that the positivity, the healingness, let us say, of the
Yeah.
whole uh, recital, let's say,
Wow.
that makes
Yeah,
you special, that makes the art special, that makes the music special, and that makes everything special when it's done like.
I agree completely. The music is an amazing gift in itself, and
Definitely.
just it anything I can do to help it reach and touch more people, because
Definitely.
we you and I, we're two artists, but the music is so much bigger than us, and one audience listening to me might feel a certain way, but maybe if they listen to a young Bansuri player, maybe that's what really connects with their soul. And so it's also really my passion to help grow and promote Indian classical music in India and around the world.
I give you all my best wishes and
Thanks.
blessings, let's say, or just my good intentions.
Yes, right. And your skillful actions, because you're running this wonderful interview series. So this is also, I mean, this slide guitar is kind of a new thing, so we don't have really that much documentation. And I know that because when I was starting, I searched everywhere. I mean, and at that time I was limited by the English language. I mean, so especially written in English, um, anything about Indian slide guitar, even any videos, any books, there is basically nothing out there. And now we can find, tutorial, some videos on YouTube of the great artists, saying this is the instrument, these are the strings, this is how you slide, and now this interview program will be able to watch, maybe hopefully it'll stay 10, 20, 30 years from now, and we can
Let's
see,
see.
oh, what were these guitarists talking about at this time, because I think we're at a really interesting place in the history that slide guitar is really now coming into its own. You find people using different techniques, experimenting with the shape of the instrument, the configuration of the string, different sliding
Techniques
devices.
and
Now,
approaches.
yeah, now it's like wide open, and I think in, yeah, maybe 10 or 20 years from now, we will see a more refined instrument and a more refined technique,
Totally agree.
like
Totally agree.
sitar or sarod.
Yes.
To
Yes. Yes. Yes.
these techniques develop maybe over 300 or 400 years,
Yes. True.
and now the technique is very strong. I mean, it's so uh, sitar and sarod technique is so important to the study of music that we also, as guitarists, we study
Mm.
these these styles, and even vocal music,
Mm.
has taken into, like the use of tarana,
Mm.
and even vocal music is beginning to reflect the development of instrument technique.
Mhm.
So exciting time to play this
Yes,
instrument.
definitely. Very exciting time because, and it's a time when we know that the maestros, the legends who have brought this instrument to this level, to this, are still alive and playing so
Yes,
good. So we
yes,
can actually witness them, right? We cannot say, oh, they happened 50 years ago.
right.
We just have videos to look or watch, but now
uh,
we can actually watch them and understand them, even go and talk to them if possible.
sure, and see
And
their technique develop also.
yes, an approach.
We saw, I watched Pandit Vishwa Mohan Bhatt for the first time in 2007. And from even in that short time, well, now it's 13 years ago, but he's taken a totally different direction and changed his approach to the instrument, and many people are following him. Um, so
Yes, yes, yes. So
amazing.
these two, like Devashish Bhai and Vishmohan ji, they are like
Ah,
guiding poles.
yes.
And Brijbhushan ji, who unfortunately left us by
Big
this time,
loss. Yeah.
big loss. But he has done his job, his
Absolutely.
path-breaking, yeah, innovations about for on this instrument. and
And
and everybody I always felt since the beginning when I took it up that it's a
mm,
very open instrument. In fact, it's
mm,
open instrument, open to musicians. It's saying, okay, you can experiment with me, you can play this
mm.
way, that way, I'll give you this way and this way and this thing and that thing.
Ah,
And like sitar, you cannot do much. You can sitar is like, okay, I'm here, this is how you should
you have
play
to go
me.
through the channel.
Yeah,
With sitar, once you go through the channel and learn the technique, then you find very lots of innovation and stuff. But this is like really
yeah,
high mastery of the instrument. I think
yes,
you're absolutely
yeah.
right. Guitar is
It's an
very
open
friendly.
instrument. It's an open invitation, like to anybody really interested in it. It will open itself.
Mm,
It's okay. You can experiment on me, because
absolutely.
music is important. How you play, how you do it is not really important. It is important, technically speaking, but
Sure.
finally, music is important. How you put it out, how you play it out, how you render
Mm,
whatever is in your mind and your heart is important. So this is an amazing phase in slide guitar. Yes, definitely,
indeed. And I think
indeed.
that openness of the instrument, that is really in the tradition of the guitar.
Very
As a
true, very
historical
true.
instrument, the guitar is an amazing evolution of instrument that evolved, from Middle Eastern Arabic music,
Lutes and all that. Yes.
lutes in ancient Europe. In Greece, they were playing a similar thing. In Afghanistan, they were playing. Even in India, they had these type of instruments. And what evolved was the six string uh, upright guitar, and the tuning of it is very revolutionary. It allowed for, nowadays people can play Bach and everything on this very portable instrument. You can throw it in your backpack and hike out and play the musical masters of very high level out in a campfire in nowhere. And that allowed for the instrument, to travel all over the
Hmm.
world, make its way back to India, where again
Totally true.
it's going through an evolution. And I think
Definitely.
now we're seeing like a branch of, I really like the term Indian slide guitar to
Hmm.
describe
Hmm.
the instrument,
Yeah.
because it acknowledges that this is guitar. This is a branch of guitar, but it's not the same guitar. It's a special type
Yes. It's an
within that.
Indianized slide guitar, so it's like Indian slide guitar,
Indian
and
slide guitar.
yeah, and Indian slide guitar is a generic name, a parent
Yes.
name for whatever models you can bring, make,
Inside
play
that, we can have
inside
Mohan
this
Veena, we can have Chadurangi, we can have
Chaturangi,
Shankar guitar.
Shankar guitar, and
These are all
and many
designs.
Veenas, and people
Oh,
are
yes.
trying to make, play, whatever. It doesn't really matter the model, but the generic name Indian slide guitar says it all. The family,
Hmm.
the history, the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's important to stay connected with the history of guitar and
Yes.
not cut that link.
Yes.
Because that's really, I mean, especially if you talk to the maker of these instruments, especially like Baba Sindhu Biswas,
Mm,
who sadly left us of Concord.
mm,
But I had the opportunity to talk with him
mm,
a lot while he was making my instrument. And yeah, this his designs came from guitar. He was a guitar maker. And
mm.
by talking with the artists, by his experimentation, then these slide instruments came
Totally
from
agree.
that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So many people contributed, not only musicians, the makers. Oh, so
That's what I would
much,
really
so
love to
much.
see in the next, as we're documenting this tradition. I would really love to see makers come
Mm.
into the forefront, because
Into forefront.
yeah,
Yes.
this is something about the Indian musical context that
Mm.
um, sometimes what to say. Yeah, sometimes it's not my favorite thing. Something I don't like that much is that we don't hear about the makers so much.
Mm,
Whereas guitar, in the Western
mm,
context, we know growing up in the U.S. that Les Paul
mm,
invented the electric guitar. He was also a guitarist, and when we say invented, it means like he actually made the hardware, he made the
mm,
electronics himself
mm,
and put
mm,
it inside his guitar. So he is the
mm,
maker, he's the originator.
mm,
And
mm.
that's a really important person in the
And
life of an instrument. It's not just about who plays it. Or if I
definitely.
say, I have an idea, let's add four more Chikari strings. It's my invent. Who will add the Chikari strings? I'm not
Mm,
going to.
the maker.
I might break it. I'm not
Yes.
so. Ah.
Yes.
So
Because
yeah.
these people, they are like unsung heroes in a way,
Yes.
and they should be brought forth and acknowledged duly for their contribution, and
Absolutely.
especially to this instrument, especially to this
Hmm.
instrument.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I
So,
don't even know who they all
yeah.
are. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Shall we play? Because we just have maybe a couple of minutes or three
Sure.
minutes left.
Sounds good. I would love to
We can
play.
just play maybe in Bhairavi, like I was tuned in Bhairavi.
Wonderful. Shall we play like
Who's
a Mishra Bhairavi?
Yes, you play some phrase, I'll just join you in some
Okay.
in between.
Really nice. Amazing that
It's
we
your
never
night.
got to meet. It's
Yeah.
amazing we never got to meet in person, but I still get to play with you. Anyway, it's
Yes.
it's my blessing, man.
Likewise. Likewise, likewise.
So,
Yes.
well, uh,